Should we talk to you? I admit I like cute girls in bikinis, but also in actual clothes and gear, not skins that are painted on. Yeah, I get that. Well, that's the thing, is like, we've talked about that too before, like numerous times. Like, cute girls like to look cute too. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Immerse yourself in the fantasy of being a sci-fi hero. Doing it in a bikini, giant corn cob kind of ruins it. Too much of sex appeal is just distracting. I think there's definitely a level of it that can be disruptive. Like, some of it's fun to a point, but content first, fashion later. We've talked about that numerous times. The first thing you need to do is like build rapport, and then build trust, and then build goodwill, and then after you do all of those things, you can profit as a game company. But if you skip the goodwill and the trust part and you've squandered all of that, and then all you have left is just making money, then you've effectively fucked up. People went crazy when the first too much sex pills just, well, like, look at this. Like, this right here is cute, it's sexy, it has everything you need, but it's not over the top. Now, nothing special. Yeah, I think that's true though. Like, the further, like, once you break it, you just keep breaking it. The first bikini leak, yeah, was like one thing, and then they've just constantly overused it. Then show what Hun DM'd. Let me do this. Just chatting face. All I have is the fish. All I have is the fish. I don't know what you're talking about. Like City of Heroes, where they can mix and match everything. I think that, like, I do like the idea of you being able to mix and match, which, whatever, doesn't matter. I like the idea of being able to mix and match, but I think right now, breaking characters down, reevaluating all of that, like doing all of that, needs to be secondary to making good content. And I think that if you were to sit down and try to make the visualization match more of like Warframe, where you can paint and do every last little thing, it is going to go over like a fucking lead balloon with the community, because so many people will be pissed that they prioritized putting development time and effort and energy into doing that, and to like redoing all of their character models over actually putting good content into the game. I think it would piss me off. Outfit system was amazing. There's definitely some games that have some really good outfit systems. I don't know, guys. That's my view on it. You can tell me I'm wrong, but I think it would go over fucking poorly. Fashion is the end game. I mean, fashion frame is a real thing, right? But think about all the stuff that you can grind for in Warframe that you don't have to buy. Like, right? Like, other than the skins that, like, the community creates, which I can't remember, Tenno, like, the Tennogen, other than, like, Tennogen skins, everything else can be obtained in-game. And you can't say that with Warframe. Right? Like, you just cannot say that. Or you cannot say that with First Descendant. But I think that if you stop and spend all of your time focusing on allowing that type of customization and cosmetics, you are doing it as a disservice to the rest of your game that needs to be modified. Creating content should be number one, then they can hit the fashion. Absolutely. The rest is free technically. Yeah. Oh shit. Well, that's not good. Motherfuck, didn't I kill you already? Oh, this is a different guy. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me take these guys out. Full cam. You guys have been on my full cam this whole time. Jesus. We were just running upstairs, so thank you for the call out on that, though. Wow. Eve grew a beard. What's wrong with Eve's beard? Did you see the season 3 teaser? The new one that just came out? Yeah. On Reddit. I didn't think there was a new one. So it was definitely interesting to see it. What's up, are you leaving? Hold on. You can see my pimples. I'll see you in a few hours. You like the pink and green complement each other? Yeah. Axiom looks so bad. The issue I have with the Axiom plane, you literally just nailed it when I was getting ready to say it. The issue I have with the Axiom plane is it just looks empty. And that is the issue I have, is it doesn't look engaging. Like, think about the swamps and stuff the first time you saw them. They just looked kind of engaging and interesting. But now the game just looks like kind of distilled and boring, right? Because you can call it boring. I don't think it's bad to say boring, because I think that when you're describing an area, boring is very fair. That's not to say the game looks like it's shit, but the area is not visually appealing to your eyes. Season 3 game or TV series or what? What are you talking about, Ecto? Yeah, the new season 3 teaser, like their team knows how to make a teaser trailer look good, but it boils down to the fact that it was another issue of just not having any real gameplay. There was a little bit of gameplay, but there wasn't a whole lot. And I still want to see more gameplay. Comparing it to the Plains of Eidolon teaser is night and day, right? Like the Plains of Eidolon was just night and day. Because I think the Plains of Eidolon was transformative. The Plains of Eidolon was transformative in a major way because it added more than just an area. Right? Like, Plains of Eidolon added more than just a new area. There was so much that came involved with it. Like, you could fly in the area, you could use your Arcwing finally. Your Arcwing was impactful to do something different. You could use your Operator for the first real time, even though it wasn't really, like, impactful. There were the Eidolons to farm, which had, like, a whole thing of making you stronger. There were, like, reputations and whole new vendor systems and trees. Like, the Plains of Eidolon was transformative for a lot of reasons, not just because it was a big open area. But the Plains were really bad at release. Oh, for sure. Those arc launchers were a thing. You had to grind fish oil all day night to use it. It's true, though. I'm not saying it was perfect, and that's why when they listen to their community feedback and make improvements all the time. But Plains of Eidolon was definitely transformative for their content, right? Take screwdriver. Okay, baby. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, she can't hear me. I don't know why I'm talking to her like she can fucking hear me. She can't fucking hear me. No, I remember that though. Like, there were definitely things that fucking sucked. The craziest thing they've done was remove the color gacha system from the pets back then. Dude, I remember that though. That was such a fucking thing. You think I can get to this, or do I have to go around? No, I can get to it right here. Okay, I can't get to it right here. I can get to it right here. The hilarious thing, if you could look under the surface, it'd be crazy interesting. Most of the rocks the surface, tips are mountains, modeled underneath. In which game? I mean, honestly, there's no reason to redo modeling if you don't have to. So if you can take a giant model and turn it 30 degrees and stick it up through the ground and it looks completely different, then that's just a nice, easy way to do things, right? First time you ever seen a company remove a money generator? They've done it a couple times. But I think that's when we were talking about like harnessing goodwill and getting your community to come on board to where they'll spend more money. Doing things like that is one thing that will make your community trust you and give you goodwill. That way when you fuck up in the future, your player base is like, you know what, yeah, they fucked up, but they normally make things right, and they care less about it, right? Like, they're one of the few companies that have done that, and that's why they've had people be around for so long, right? I'm not saying it's the only reason. I'm gonna go the wrong direction. That was my bad. God, I am like fucking this all up. These people are very critical because Dragon Dogma 2 is getting flamed for it. From which part? that year, all that same year when it came to them like getting rid of the gotcha on that. I mean, DE at least did it though. You know what I mean? Like DE at least made the change. You know, other companies didn't, so at least they were smart enough to make the change for their community. Even if it took them a while, but that's why they harbor goodwill. I feel like there should be something behind these, but maybe not. I just feel like some other companies have squandered goodwill. Like Destiny's team is a prime example, and it's just really hard to get it back. You have to work twice as hard to get it back. Ooh, cosmetic. As the devs shifted the gameplay style from slower play style to harder looter shooter, now it turned it into Warframe. That's exactly one of the biggest issues. I mean, honestly, the game has changed from the beta to what it currently is. And if they want to compete with Warframe, I think it's like more power to them. But I think that at least they finally picked a direction, right? Like, as long as they finally picked a direction, then that's a positive. I think it took them too long, but I think the fact that they finally picked a direction at least gives them a path forward. Because I think that unfortunately they'd been kind of like struggling to come up with a direction, and doing that really hurt their game long term. Hey, Marathon did great with the... Yeah, Marathon definitely didn't hurt or like affect the company's goodwill at all, did it? Just saying, the new Warframe boss takes longer than the Abyss Ice Maiden, does it? Did you get the new frame already? Is it any good? The new spider frame, is it decent? Also, I do want to say that, yeah, Araxi's busted as fuck. I mean, I'm not surprised. Are you? What was I gonna say? I remember what I was gonna say. Can't lose goodwill when you don't have any. High IQ brain, dude. It's like a 4,000 IQ play, isn't it? I did have something I wanted to say, man, but goddamn, I can't remember. But not like a Serena level of busted. Oh, now I remember what I wanted to say. I don't think long boss fights are inherently good because they take time. I think like good boss fights, if they take long, it's a byproduct of a good fight, and I don't think you should, like, not that you are, Nyx, but I don't think that developers should benchmark the quality of their fights based on how long it takes to clear it. Like, the Ice Maiden is a bad fight, whether or not it takes 3 seconds to kill her, right? Like, it's just a bad fight either way. And I think that is sort of like one of those things, right? 10-second boss fights are bad. It's just hard to make it good. So I think those are the types of things that, I think those are the types of things where developers like look at things the wrong way. Warframe bosses are 100% boring except Apex Tank, but for me the music carries. That makes sense, and the environment. I mean, Warframe's never really had great bosses, but I think a lot of it boils down to the fact that a lot of it just boils down to the game design and how overpowered frames are and everything else. Like, it's really hard to make a fun and like engaging fight. So, as like watching a good fight scene in a movie, I think so, where there's like a good give and take. I'm not going to say Fragmented Ones is fun. I don't know. I don't remember that fight. But I don't think I actually cleared all of Steel Path. So what I'll say is, and I'm not going to say that Stellar Blade has had the best fights I've ever done, but what I will say is I enjoy Stellar Blade fights because once you get them down, I gotta sneeze, hold on. So what I'll say about the Stellar Blade fights, I make them harder on myself than they have to be because I'm trying to do them no healing. But even without that, Terraria had some good boss fights. Like Terraria had some great boss fights. If you're saying like Terra on Warframe, I just don't know where that is off the top of my head. Like Terra. But old Terra. I'm drawing a blank, Hangy, mate. Explain it to me like I'm 3 years old and retarded. It'll help. But what I'll say about these fights are, like, you go in the first couple times, you're learning the hit patterns, you're learning them, and it takes you time to, like, beat it. But then when you do finally beat the boss, it's like a 3-minute fight, a 4-minute fight, right? Like, the fight itself isn't long. It's just, it takes you a little while to figure it out, and to me, that's a good boss fight. Due to the no shin clipping, but you're biased, I can't say I blame you there. But I feel like it's very similar to Elden Ring, where like Elden Ring's fights are like better because the fight itself doesn't inherently take you a long time as long as you're good and know what you're doing. But getting to that level is what sort of like makes it take time, right? This is where it wanted me to go. I have a feeling something is going to jump out and say hi to me here very soon. Have I given you a link to it? Yeah, I mean, you can send it to me. Send it to me however you want. You won't be able to do it on Twitch because of you'll be able to do it on Twitch because of like the link block. You could DM it to me on Twitch. I'll check it out later. Dude, are we going from one boss fight to another? Are we going from one boss fight to another? We literally just had a boss fight. Well, that's not good. It's that motherfucker again. Oh, Jesus. Dude, if this is another 3-phase fight, we're just going to heal and clear it. I'm not going to sit here for 5 hours. Oh, I couldn't dodge that one. Okay. Right, like if it's a fucking 3-stage fight, I don't want to do it all day. Jesus Christ. I don't think the fight by itself is like particularly hard, but if it's a fucking 3-stager, man, I'm just tired of doing them. Got her against the wall. We're just gonna run from these guys because they're gonna explode. Are these things gonna... I'm trying to decide if I want to do this fight. Yo, thanks for the follow. We do keep them anonymous. They're just hanging out, chilling, and relaxing. No, I appreciate you. If you want to speak up and get to know me in the community, have to get to know you either way. Thanks for the follow. God damn it. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, thank you for the follow. Fuck balls. Let's try this again. I don't think this fight's gonna be incredibly hard. Trying truly, I don't think this fight's going to be incredibly hard, but what I can tell you is if it's like a multi-stage fight and I get tired of it, I'm just going to fucking heal. Boss rush time? Is that basically what it is? It feels like it's just one boss after another. How many phases is this, Aishin? Should be 2 phases. I just need to decide if I want to go. I just need to decide if I want to do it without healing or if I just want to clear it and just be happy. You know what I mean? Because I want to clear this game eventually. Because like as it stands right now, there's absolutely no way we clear this with 1 fucking HP. This boss only has 2. That's not bad then. I mean, we should be able to clear it in 2. If I can get through the first phase, we should be able to burst out on the second. We'll give it some time to see, though. Like, I'll give it the good old college attempt. We'll give it the good old college attempt, though, for a little bit. But if I'm just, like, fucking here for, like, the next hour. Because remember, I have, like, fucking First Descendant stuff I gotta do after work, so... Oh, come on. I should not have just taken that hit. I'm just gonna stack up. I'm just gonna stack up like charges. I'm just gonna stack up charges. How do you like the level design of these maps? Of this game? I don't think they're bad at all. You have plenty of bosses after. This is where the game picks up. Yeah, then I just need to clear it. I just need to focus on clearing it. That's on you. It's not on you, man. It's on me. It's on me. I should have beat that. I mean, I like this game so far. I think the level design is really good. I think it's pretty. I think it looks great on like really high. Distract no jutsu. You're not bothering me, man. I'm fucking messing up, not you, right? Come on. You won't be able to send links directly in Twitch chat, Hangy. Just so you know. I'm just beating this bitch. Yeah, you'll have to DM it to me. You'll have to you'll just have to DM me on Twitch. If it's something you want me to watch, yeah. If you're in Discord post, you can post it in general. Or if it's like a different game, you can essentially post it in like other games or whatever. Discord link, ! Discord. God damn it, dude. I have to stop eating these. I love how like the very first time I do the fights, I do really, really well. And then after that, I do absolutely abysmally terrible. You know? Like the very first time I see the fight, I seem to do so much better than in post. What gear enhancement am I using? Like beta stuff. Like stuff to get the unlimited beta and the unlimited, whatever. Like the unlimited breaker and the unlimited beta if I get lucky. And then I have one for shield, but I could probably take the shield one off since I'm not going to worry too much about not healing. Right? So since I'm not going to worry too much about not healing, I can take the shield one off if I really wanted to. Because like I had the shield one on before because I was like not, you know, if you're not trying to take damage, then the extra shields are nice. But if I literally don't care about taking damage, then... Oh, fuck, that was much, much faster than I expected. Normally, it's not that fast. Also, like, less animation lock. Yeah. I have attack speed. I have the attack speed one. Yeah, see, like, I'm in beta trance. I was reading chat, so I didn't realize I was in beta trance. But beta trance is, like, really nice. Beta trance is super fucking nice. Where did you fuckers come from? Are they even hurting me? Or are they just irritating me? Get that shit out of here. Here we go. I mean, this dude's not, like, obnoxiously terrible. Like, his attacks are pretty well telegraphed. This is new. That dude's gonna explode. Fuck, dude, I literally can't avoid those. Like, I can avoid those. I'm just fucking up. Bro, I feel like this motherfucker has way too much health all of a sudden. I feel like I took this much health off of him last time. I could use Taki, but you can literally avoid them and you're on a learning curve. Oh, yeah. I'm just fucking up. Oh, come on, baby. There's just so many babies. You're allowed to play. I'm not allowed to be bad. I'm not allowed to be bad. It's just not a thing I'm allowed to do. Wait till I play Elden Ring and I put the death counter on the screen. Oh, I'm in animation lock. Oh, bro, I thought he was going to do that up. I thought that was going to be an up attack. I literally thought that was an up attack. That was my bad. That was just misreading the telegraph. Fuck my life. How's work? Spent a lot of time in First Descendant today because we wanted to get a bunch of information out for the community. So, I might not be able to play this as late as I normally want to, but we'll play what we can. Just got off work. Hot that you just got off. Animation. Do this. You got proposed to on the phone with a high net worth CEO. We take those. Did you take it? It was flattering. Did that too late. It still works though. We got plenty on it. At least you got propositioned by a rich guy. Right? Could have been worse. Could have been some poor SOB. Nobody wants that shit. You'll take those? I think those are the best thing to take. You got a joke proposed too many times over the year? It happens. At least when they do happen and they're good, they're fine. Let's see if we can do this. You got roses and champagne sent to the office before? That's fucking awesome. That's fun though. Man, I did the wrong attack there. It's fine. Oh, there's a retribution. Oh, bro, please get this retribution. Finance bros are a different breed. It's true, though. Dude, I still got to go through a full phase 2. Sweating our nuts off now. Oh, we can use those? Well, that's helpful. No, we missed. Oh, God, thank God that grab didn't actually take. Dude, if that grab would have got me, I would have fucking cried. I would have fucking cried over that. Oh, fuck, dude. Don't beat me here. Oh, fuck. That about killed me. I didn't think it was going to hit me because I was on the ground. Oh, my God, dude. What in the motherfuck was that? No! How you get so many free attacks? How you doing, Sean? Why you get so many attacks, bro? Dude, if that guy fucking pops on me and we die, I don't know. Depends on what you're doing, man. What you need? Oh, fuck. Is he gonna stand up for phase 2? That was a fun fight, though.
Lily.
You're up against Ranrock on Did you watch the video? You talking about Hogwarts Legacy? The video is going to help you the best it can about teaching you the different color spells to cast. You have to really pay attention to what spells you're casting and cast the right color spells during the right timing. It's purely a timing thing. When I finally beat it, I had no potions. You just have to practice your timing. You're just gonna have to practice your timing. It's it can be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but yeah. Hal, just when he goes to do an attack, it will put a colored circle on the map. From what I remember, it's been about 3 years. But he'll put a colored circle on the map, and that lets you know what color spell, or the spell from what school you need to cast at that time to do all the shit. Which way? I think we... Is it this door, maybe? You think I go out that big opening? Go out the big opening. Ranrock video goes hard every day. There's a lot of people that still watch the Ranrock video. I think it's still useful. It's just the fight. Am I speaking to you? I mean, I thought I was. So you understand why? No, Hogwarts Legacy is a good game. A lot of fun with it. I mean, I had a lot of fun with Hogwarts Legacy. The best thing I can say is just watch the video and pay attention to all the tips I give in the video and really use that to break down. Yeah, the big one I can say is just watch the video, mate. Unfortunately, the video breaks the fight down step by step on exactly what you need to look out for, when you need to do it, and how you need to do it. The hardest part is just going to be for you to get your timing. Especially if you've burnt through all your potions, the biggest issue is just getting the timing down. Because the timing is going to be what gets you killed. Because if you face tank too much damage, you just die. And if you use all your potions, you can't get more. It's the best video, the video on my YouTube channel. The video on my YouTube channel is the best video out for beating Ranrock. Where is it? On the YouTube channel? It should be, you should just be able to search it, right? Like, let me look. I'm not gonna... Like, let me just type in, like, let me type in YouTube. Let me go to YouTube. And then if I go to YouTube right now, and I search, because my video is probably one of the ones with the most views on it. If I search Ranrock, Hogwarts Legacy, see this video right here? Ranrock boss fights and tips, Hogwarts Legacy final boss tips. This 10-minute video will tell you everything you need. I mean, you can just look it up from here, or you can find it on my channel. But that right there is going to be the best video that I know of to teach you how to beat the fight. I'm kind of, I mean, obviously I made the video, so I'm going to say it's the best video. Yeah. What's the video called? I just showed it to you, mate. Just type in Ranrock, Hogwarts Legacy, JudgeGray, and it should send you to the video. It should show up in your YouTube search. All right, this way. You said this is just a boss rush. It's just doing multiples of these. Door open because the AI reset. Interesting. We're gonna do another boss in here. That was like the second boss in a row, right? Yeah, it looks like it. This is acting like it's gonna be a boss fight. Did I change my outfit? I accidentally changed my outfit. Fuck. I mean, it's not that I don't think this one's cute, but not the outfit I had on. It'll work, I guess. Look out the window, it's Earth. Could you imagine riding a big ass elevator up like this? It's nice leather pants. I mean, I think the outfit's cute. I like the other outfit better though. The outfit's not good. I mean, it's cute, but I definitely like the oversized sweatshirt much better. Can I leave? How you doing, Pub Dad? I guess we just have to wait. Like, I don't go to the central control room. Like, I'm assuming there's nothing more I can do, right? Other than just wait. I feel like this is... I mean, I feel like I should be able to do something. You're good? Not doing too bad, mate. Had a pretty good day. I had someone ask to meet for office hours and they haven't showed up. Like, why you gotta play me? Fuck them. Gladly give it to someone else. You wouldn't go. I would do it. I would go. I mean, what's the worst case scenario? You die? You'd go to space? Fuck yeah, I would. I wouldn't care. Like I said, what's the worst case scenario? I fucking die? Like, obviously, is there a down? Is there anything down, chat? It doesn't look like it. Simple life lost. Yeah, I mean, like, it's either it happens or it doesn't, right? Like, I think we got to go up. I just don't think this button works. You're scared of heights, which is worse than death. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of heights. Oh, so basically that just moves these. Here we go. You have like 8 of them? I have 8 of what? What did I have 8 of? I can't remember. I've slept since then. Where the fuck am I going here? Here we go. You've seen my video. I'm on PC. You have like 8 of them. Oh, like the health things? Yeah, maybe. If you've seen my video, then that's the best I can do. Like, the difference between being on PC and oh, fuck balls. Really? Why did it do that? The difference on being, like, on PC versus being on console isn't going to make that much of a difference. It's just going to be your input buttons. So you just have to translate it to the buttons you press. Seriously? I can't jump that high? So dumb. Bro, we are struggle busting this elevator way too hard. And that jump across, I shouldn't have caught that. That was just unfortunate. I do want to go over to this other side though, right? Like, obviously we go to both sides. Tell me if you defeat it. It's gonna take you a little while. He's not like the easiest fight. He's definitely not the easiest fight out there, but once you get his attack patterns and everything down, it is much better. He definitely takes a little bit though. Like, don't be surprised if it takes you a little while. Because like when I did the fight, I ran out of potions and I made the fight 10 times harder. Running out of potions made that fight infinitely harder. Yep, going up. Then we're going to go over here. I think I'm missing anything so far. I think it's just a bunch of elevator rides. There we go. And then once we get to the top, probably another save spot, and then get potions forehead. Unfortunately, like for that Ranrock boss fight, the way it saves you, unless they changed it, the way it saves you when you run out of potions, there's no possible way to make more. Like when I did that fight like 3 years ago, if you fucked up and ran out of potions, you were just fucked. And then you had nothing to do but just try it without potions. It was so punishing a few years ago. What up, Kamishi? How you doing, mate? Hated that about some of the fights and the trial things. Yeah, like once you were out of resources, you were just out. Alright. Let's cook. You're passively fighting the urge to swipe your card for the First Descendant skins. Which ones are you wanting to pick up? Or are you just wanting to put Caliber on your account for the bathing suits ahead of time? Or just cry through it? Yeah. And if you had to like leave and restart, that was just a fucking pain in the dick too. Are you just thinking about putting Caliber on and just getting bathing suits, or do you got a specific skin you're dying for? I mean, I think if you're enjoying the game, it doesn't hurt to support the game. I know some of us are waiting until after we get more info from Season 3 before we spend any money on it, but... I haven't come to full submission yet, I get that. Silent Hill F? Fuck, I forgot Silent Hill F was in September too. I completely forgot that was in September as well. What the shit is this? Holy balls. Yeah, there's another bathing suit set coming, like what, in like a week or two? Is this a gun enemy? Chimkins. I don't know, man. I'm a big hot dog guy. Like, I can tell you right now, tonight, I could easily do, like, cheesy brats. I could easily do cheesy brats and Skyline tonight. And fries. Like, I could easily do that. Tell me that doesn't sound good. Banger track here. It sounds good so far. I gotta stop eating that attack. Like, it's my fault that I've taken all this damage because I've gotten like overzealous in my attacking. Right? Like, if it wasn't for the fact that I'd gotten overzealous in my attacking, it wouldn't have mattered. This dude's probably a 2-phaser easy. We just went into Taki at the wrong time. Perfect. Maybe we went into Taki at the right time. I don't know. Let's get this shield off of this motherfucker and deal with it. He fucking Melania'd us. Pull out a big ass sword. Melania name drop. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're gonna heal. I just don't care. I want to play the game and enjoy the game. I've been sticking myself on bosses that I didn't need to stick myself on, so might as well just enjoy the game, right? Oh, dude, the Texas Pro. Oh, fuck, we're in beta trance. Oh, dude, we about fucking cucked the shit out of that. Please use this healing potion. That was close. Bro, my man here is just fucking kicking my ass right now. Let's throw this down, and then let's go over here and throw this down. Throw that down to stop that attack. We should probably save that for like bigger, harder hitting attacks. Right. What is this? This looks bad. Chat, this does not look good. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't look good. Did we reflect those back? All right, we're about dead. Beta trance, beta trance. Don't let this motherfucker. No, you dumb bitch. We were literally in a beta trance for that. Come on, just give it to me. I fucking cucked my beta trance. Just fuck him up. Come on. Come on, give it to me, give it to me, give it to daddy. Oh yeah, we got Taki. This is easy fucking hell. Dude, these QTEs are so good. Are we using its own arm against it? Jesus. Dude, this music is a banger, isn't it? Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Did I just get thrown outside? At least I'm an android, so I don't have to worry about dying, right? I know how we get back. We're gonna die. Our little arm cannon guy is gonna die here. Because it's gonna have to do a blast to get me back. What the? I was not expecting that. It is not friend shape. Don't even start that. Jesus, man, that was cool. That was a good reveal. Can't survive, but not in quicksand. Hello, how you doing, gals? Oh, fuck. Dude, it aims, even though I'm using keyboard and mouse, it aims really slow out here. Quicksand be lethal? Always. Oh, come on. Here we go. Cook it, baby. It's space, it's slow as fuck. We burning up. Bro, the visual narrative on this game is just too good. That just looks good. Oh, it's definitely cinema. Oh, I love it. Is that my memory stick? Interesting. Interesting. It's Takis? Oh, okay. That makes sense. So when we eating at Sill's house? I have no idea, man. Sill do be making good food, though. Bro, you imagine free falling towards the earth like that? That'd be terrifying. It'd be terrifying to be like low enough that the Earth's gravity could catch you, and not dying from being in space. Oh, that'd be fucking terrifying. Also, that was like a new scene just for this. Sings in Tom Petty, killing me. If I could afford to cook something for you guys for a week, I would. It's okay. If I could afford to pay you for a week of cooking, I would. Mother Sphere heard me, it seems. I'm pretty sure me and the Mother Sphere are like not on good terms, right? She's kind of a bitch. Maybe she doesn't know that I think she's a bitch. Yeah, maybe she just doesn't know that I know that she's a bitch. I felt like I was gonna have to kill the Mother Sphere. We taking that vehicle? Why wouldn't we? Did anybody get the core while we were up there? Do I have to go back up and pick up the core? Looks like we got burst recovery, beta charge gear, nano elements. We got some pretty good stuff from that, yeah. You can't. It's an event boss and Nikki, gotcha. If one is missing, I'm curious. I have a feeling we're getting ready to go to the bad shit, though. I guarantee something happened in Zion. Eh? Adam, where you at? Adam got fucked. Adam's gonna be turned into a fucking alpha that I'm gonna have to kill. Well, these guys are getting all fucked up, aren't they? With all the drills? Hey, now. It does suck. But still. How does one find out the safe haven? What do you mean? I have no idea. We're just gonna luck into everything. The same way we do everything in life. We're just gonna dumb luck it all. Harem, you have to deal with my cat? Nothing wrong with cats. Saw someone fighting the Scarlet Collab boss. I did it a couple times, but I didn't spend as much time with it as I would like. It is definitely a very pretty fight. They did a really, really good job with what I played on it. I think they did awesome. It's definitely tough. I think that as you level up your enhancements and stuff, it's going to make it a little bit easier. Plus, I went in there and tried to do it without healing. I think if I did it with healing, it'd be better. So we got... Oh, it's maxed. Interesting. So we're definitely close to the end then. He constantly needs hugged and kissed. I don't think that's a problem. So we've got the beta and the burst one on. So let's go ahead and max these. This is going to help us out quite a bit. What else do we got here? Use shop. Let me go get a drink. Chat, and then we're gonna cook. We're gonna cook for a little bit. I don't know that we'll be able to beat this today, but if we can't beat it today, maybe there's a chance we'll beat it on Friday. And then we'll be good for what are you good for Elden Ring next week. Jesus. Oh, give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, boys. You're also badass tech gorilla, you are. That is true. These are true things. Alright. Where are we at, chat? Streamer house win? Dude, fuck those guys. Little monster in Discord, IRL pic photos. Dude, if you posted pics of your cat, it's gonna get fucking loved on. First we fight, then we drink. How about we do both? How about I just do both? Because I gotta go take a walk here soon. Not like the streamer house. Bakemono. I had a feeling that we were gonna have to fight this dude. So I'm gonna be curious if he doesn't get taken over and then we have to fight him. Buy a small retirement home for streamers. Can't do it soon enough. It could take a while. Yeah. Then it's not far with heals. If you don't, it could take a while. I think at this point I'm going to be okay to use some heals. I've been enjoying the game. But I think I'm getting to the point where I'm like happy with the game, but I'm ready to move on to another game. And I think if I go like no heals forever, it's going to take me like multiple more days. Killed the demon that killed Taki. I'm enjoying the game, so I think I can always come back and do like boss rush mode at the end or like challenge mode with no heals if I want to. This is going to be a flurry attack. Beta trans, dude, we'll take this. You don't get these enough. Oh, come on. I'm not happy with that at all. I'm not happy with that at all. So the beta trance, she was able to like fall backwards and she wasn't able to take that shield hit. We're gonna die here really quick because I don't really care. It was really, really, really unfortunate. I don't like that she staggered back after that hit, so it caused me to waste. That was just unfortunate. Because, like, for this dude, like, they move so much. And it doesn't seem to matter. Hopefully that took him out of that, at least. We could go into Taki, but I don't know how many stages this fight is. So, I want to be careful not to burn through Taki right now, because there's a good chance this is a multi-phased fight. And if it is... Right, and if this is a multi-phased fight, then using Taki early is just a waste. If it's only a single-phase fight, then using Taki isn't a big deal. Doesn't take any damage, that's so dumb. Because it still allows me to do the attack, but this dude has like fucking iframes. And that's just dumb. The fact that they get iframes. Use that to stop that shit from happening. I hate that I stopped running there. I didn't. Here. Just trying to avoid this attack if I can. There we go. What the fuck? What is this attack? So that's one of those that you have to pair, like you have to block. That's interesting. So that's one that you have to block no matter what. Of course. You can dodge those too, yeah. See, that was unfortunate because I got stuck in a flip animation at the same time he put those out. So then I was just stuck. I was just stuck in the flip animation. Is this a multi-phase fight or no? Kind of. Okay. It is? Okay. I'm getting mixed reports. I'm getting it is and it isn't. Gonna run from there. Right. It's just those iframe moments? Okay. That was unfortunate. Did you see me trying to like get the stop in on it? That was just unfortunate. Like I gave up after it fucked up. Like, did you see me run up and start throwing and then he just like started getting the hits off? It's gonna be a good fight. I think we'll clear it though. I think I'll clear it pretty easily. But if it's not, if there's no like second phase, If there's no actual second phase, if there's no actual second phase, then I'll use Taki once we get it lower. I'm just not gonna do it right now. Right. It's not like the guy with 3 HP bars. Okay, so yeah, when she dies, she dies. That's all I need to know. There's just going to be moments like this, but... God damn it. Like, I teleport into her, and then I can't get out of it, right? Like, so I was like, okay, here's the time to DPS. I teleport in, and as soon as I do, she pulls that out, and it instantly kills me like it did the last time. That is obnoxiously frustrating on so many levels. It's like obnoxiously frustrating. I need to just be careful and know that it's going to happen when we get to that phase. Right? Because, like, you know it's gonna happen. I'm dead. Oh, we got it. We got the stun off. I literally can't do the backflip thing because it only works about half of the time on her. I forgot about that. What up, Sil? Did you break? It's just irritating the way that attack works. She should be about to go into iframes. There it is. That's my last one, so I have no more interrupts for her. So I just need to keep that in mind. I have no more interrupts. Got it. That's dumb. So it gives you the ability to teleport behind her, but then she teleports away. I don't like that at all. I think that's like just a really bad debate. That was a really, really bad debate. They did a good job with it, but I don't like it. Try to kick that off. I mean, I think we're doing okay. It's just... I didn't need to use that heal there, damn it. She got me. Have to do it that way. Try that. Dude, she has so much fucking health, even with a maxed out weapon. Like an insane amount of health. I could go into Taki right now, but I'd rather wait until she has her shield back up. Oh, dude. Oh, I about ate that so hard. I wasn't even paying attention. I didn't realize it was the 5-hitter. That was about a fuck up and a half. Because I went to heal. That was close. Enemy insta skills. Some powerful use insta skills that cannot be blocked or dodged Bro, I have to use my fucking gun as well. I think we got them all. Dude, I'm going to be switching from keyboard. I'm going to be switching back and forth. I don't like that. What the fuck? I'm going to use my pump to respawn because I don't realize what happened there. Like maybe I didn't shoot all the things down. I'm assuming I didn't shoot all the things down. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. You missed one? Yeah. I don't like the, there's certain things I don't like about the controls on this game. And one of them is the shooting. Like, it just feels really clunky to me, so. I'm just not a sticks guy. I feel like it's not responsive enough. So, when that kind of happens, I'm basically dead. Like, when that happens, I'm essentially dead. Is what's gonna happen. Just so you guys know. You're not the only one. It's way too touchy. It just doesn't feel good. Like, their sticks don't feel good at all. Is this motherfucker, like, not taking damage or something? Yeah. That's dumb. So we just wasted a bunch of shit there for no reason. It's okay. If we die again, we die again. We'll just use the thing. You beat the game with the keyboard. I think if I would have played it keyboard and mouse the whole way, it would have been better. I think I probably should have, especially with like how bad the anime, like the shooting is. The fuck? There we go. Dude, that was me dropping my controller and switching to keyboard and mouse to do that damage. No, we're using the... oh, you can only use the one? Chat, I'm not happy with that. That was another one of those where I used the teleport in and I shouldn't have. I feel like in this fight, using the teleport in is a pure debate. Because of all of their attacks, like using the teleport in is a pure debate. Also, I didn't know you couldn't use multiple of those, so. Dude, that debate song still plagues you? Yeah, that was just unfortunate. We basically had that one. It's not even basically. We had that one. I just can't teleport in on this boss. You just literally cannot teleport in on this boss. Which is definitely frustrating. Fuck, dude, I completely missed that. That's like, I do that one every time. I need to get these blocks off. I need to get those parries off because I need the beta energy for doing it. Right? Every time, man. It's definitely not like an egregiously hard fight. It's just the character's moveset and the amount of times it like pulls back causes you to waste a lot of charges, and that makes it like irritating. It got me. Damn it, dude. I thought I made it through it. We're not doing good at all this time, boys. I think I'm just not going to heal for a little bit and see if I can recover, and if I can't, then we're not gonna worry about it. But like, if we can recover, then we'll keep it going. But if we can't recover, we're not gonna worry about it. Use range beta skill. It also knocks you on the ground and gives you time for heals. That's true. I never ever used that because it just wasn't something that I used through most of the game. All right, we're gonna heal because we did so much damage. Right. I can't hit it because it's fucking behind her. That was irritating AF. That was irritating as fuck. I guess we go into Taki after this. Bro, I'm taking fucking damage because I'm in goddamn cutscenes. That's irritating. I took damage because I was in cutscenes. Fuck it, we're just pushing through it. We're in Taki, we're not worried about the damage. We're just gonna push through it, and then we're gonna kind of see how it looks when we get done with this. We're definitely gonna have to slow play it, but we've got our WB. He's gonna go back into the middle here in a second. See, like, that was unfortunate because we came out, right? Like, we came out. We came out right into taking damage. Which is just, like, super unfortunate that that's the way it worked, but... So dumb. We're gonna go ahead and use our pump, but no way. Dude, we're not fucking locked on him. Oh my god. It fucking unlocked us. It unlocked us, which about caused us to die. Oh my god, dude. He's literally one shot the whole time. Shit, that was close. Dude, I would have cried if we would have lost for a second time. Thank God for the revive. Well, like, if you pay attention and go back and watch, like, we literally came out of an attack, and there was nothing I could do. Like, we're just so locked into the attack. And the damn thing almost self-destructed. That bad? Sounds like you need a new laptop still. Jesus. But it was a good fight. I think it was a good fight for sure. Definitely think it was a good fight. I think some of the animations and some of the ways you got locked kind of sucked, but... That's what I'm thinking. It's definitely a human. Who is it? That's Raven? This slur right out of the box. It's only 6 years old, hardly used. What the fuck? 6 years old, it might as well be a relic. Interesting. Interesting. Can't for the life of you figure out why it's slow? I'd say it's probably the specs. Could be all the corn hub. And she just disappears like that. Just gotta figure out what happened. Kind of disappointed we didn't have to fight him. I felt like we were gonna have to fight him. He just looked like such a badass. Man deserves better. He deserves a better name than Man, I can tell you that. Switch to 160? Yeah, you can always turn it down. Like, you don't need to watch it on 1080. You can put it on like 720 or something. You can fight Man later on. That's cool. I figured he would be somebody that you could fight, so that's cool that you can like fight him later on for like maybe a skin or something. That's a really cool thing. So I got an upgrade core, but they called it for the Blood Edge. Is that what my sword's been called this whole time and I just didn't pay attention? Or is that for like when you go into New Game Plus? Yeah, it's definitely a little bit old. I'd say it's just an old PC, mate. I would just turn down the I'll just turn down the graphics. You thought Russ named my sword long ago? Nah, it's always open to be named. You can call it whatever you want. He's the first ever fusion? Oh, he's the first alpha. Interesting. Wow.
人間たちは救いの手を差し伸べてくれたのだ。あの時わしは人間と戦う意味を見失ってしまったのだよ。そしてアルファとしての力を封じ、生き残った者たちを束ね上げ、ザイオンを作り上げたのだ。皆を守り、帰るべき場所を作ってやることで。
I think that I don't think they're all bloodthirsty. I just think they don't know, right? So like, I mean, if you don't know, you don't know. And if you're being told to do something and that's like your sole purpose, then you do it. So all but wood. I left wood in space. So he's just going to give his, he'll just give his core to call it even. That's cool. Just reaches inside and rips this shit out of his chest. Basically, this is the master core.
これでエルダーネイティブの元へ行ける。あとはすべてお主の手にかかっておる。
Interesting. Interesting, right? How many more fights are there, guys? I'm trying to decide if I need to finish this up on Friday or not. Two more fights. This might be a Friday thing then. This might be a Friday thing. That way it gives me time to send that confirmation to Nexon and go from there. 2 at the most, 30 minutes. You think 30 minutes? You think it's only 30 minutes?
みんな、私が来るのが遅すぎた。ごめんなさい。そんなことありません。こうして命があるのもイブ様とリリー様のおかげです。
This is the side effect part.
ザイオンなら平気だよ。自分たちで立て直してみせる。
みんな、ありがとう。先に行って準備しときます。
It just depends. It's not an easy fight. Yeah, we might do some of this and get to the save and then kind of go from there.
天使長、会いたかった。町はひどいありさまね。
本当に残念。
そう、新規一点のいいチャンス。それで
She got anything to shop? Oh, so these just showed up here, right? Like these weren't in before. Because I bought out her entire shop. They're going to really test your skills are not easy. You got skill checked hard by them for a little bit. Just a heads up. Yeah, then we might do them. We might do them tomorrow when I have like a little bit more time. When I'm not pressed for time. So I'm not sitting here like watching the clock. I'd much rather do them when I'm not watching the clock. No. See what she's got. Anything specific that I should be buying here? Anything on sale? So like basically all of this. Well, revives, I guess, yeah. So basically like a lot of this. How many can you buy? Is there a limit? Until your wallet's empty, because the gold doesn't transfer with you. Does the gold not transfer with you? But your items do? I don't know what the limit is. Gold transfers, new game plus. Everything transfers. Okay, let's try to get her affinity up and see if there's something new. It does transfer. I didn't really need to equip that, but we might as well at least buy her to 3, right? So I have 9 of these stored. Don't really need any more of that. A lot of this I have a ton of it stored because we just never use it, right? Let's just buy the extreme ones. How many of these do we own? 138. Because these are what you need to craft nano suits. So let's just buy a bunch of these so we could like craft new suits if we want. Let's just buy these really quick. Collect the gear too? Yeah, well, if I get her to level 3, I have a shot to collect the gear, right? So that's what we're doing. If you press it from 0, you get 99. Ah, that's much faster. Much, much faster. Never go wrong with cosmetics, that's what I'm thinking. Painful to watch? Bro, that's why you guys gotta tell me. That's why we pay you guys all that fucking money. You act like a goddamn union out there. You all motherfuckers getting paid? Somebody getting paid? Wait, we getting paid? Dude, you guys act like you're not getting paid. Get the fuck out of here. How many more do you think I should buy? You think this is enough to, like, make most of the outfits? Get the fuck out of here? Exactly. You think this is enough, or should I buy more? Need more? Tons more? Enough? I don't know. I trust these guys. You had 1.3k. Not even close. Never enough until new game plus 3. It's that bad. No, harder difficulty? I mean, eventually, but... Alright, I think that was plenty. This dude should sell, like, hairstyles. I'm assuming, right? Gives you a lot to do, but that's if you're going to play it again. I mean, I probably will at some point, but... Okay, he doesn't sell anything. When Stellar Blade 2 releases, we'll do new game 2 and 3, probably. Yeah, you don't unlock hard till you beat the game for the first time. It kind of sucks. I'm definitely somebody that would have played the game on hard if it would have been an option. See what Digger's got. I can't remember if these are maxed. Mine aren't maxed. You can revisit some areas if you want. Tumbler's always good. How many tumblers can you get? Is Tumbler not maxed? Even the Fisherman? Yeah, I'll definitely need to do New Game Plus so I can mess with, like, the Fisherman and stuff. Get maxed. Which one's that? This one here? I need Micro Motor and Micro Drive. Doesn't look like I can buy Micro Motor and Micro Drive. So just buy the Tumbler mod here. And in Tumbler and you're on New Game 3? Holy shit. Wait, why the heck did it send a text? YouTube is always high. YouTube is always high. Never trust YouTube. Alright, I think that's all I can do here. It's basically all I can do here. Alright. So we go back out to the ship, right? Get it from the guy in the back right. Who, this guy? Oh, this guy? Green dot, didn't even see him. I guess these are just books that you need for your collection. Bye-bye. I'm guessing you need these for something later on. Or are you buying it just to cap him? I see. We're not gonna have enough because we ran out of Bitcoin. Y'all trolling if you don't. Well, I'm fucked because I don't have the shit to buy these. You can sell for Bitcoin? How? At Digger Friend? This dude?
Bigger.
You're saying I can sell? I don't see anywhere to sell for Bitcoin. That might be a new game plus. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. Yeah, this dude fucking won't let me talk to him. Maybe it's new game plus. It could be. Is there anybody else I need to talk to, or are we done? It looks like we're done for the most part. It looks like we might have missed like one NPC here, so we done. Let's go save, baby. Let's go save, baby. We'll have to dick with the rest of it tomorrow. Missing 2 NPCs, 1 quest line, yeah. Oz 1 can short, big sad. And Sue, okay. I guess let's just save. We'll just save and then go from here, and then we'll pick it up tomorrow, right? None are outfit freaks. That's okay, as long as we got what we needed to. This might be a good spot, boys. What is this? What is this? The fuck is that? Is that new? Oh, it's the Buddhist statue from the old man's shop. All right, let's do this for right now. AKA, you ran out of Bitcoin. Gotcha. All right, I think that was good. All right, guys. Let's sit back down and save it, and then I think it's we're gonna call it for the day. I got to put together those notes. I got to get that email out. I got to get my acceptance into that, and I got to go take a walk. You and Rusty have a great night. We'll try. Scoops, thank you for being here. Thank you guys for hanging out all day. You wish you were that chair? Yeah, no shit. Guys, seriously, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Everybody that's lurking, chilling, chatting, vibing. Thank you guys for being here. Kamishi, Fresh, Scoops, thank you guys for rocking out with me. Stormy, you guys over on YouTube, thank you guys for the support. I will see you guys all tomorrow. We'll play some more First Descendant. We'll finish this up. That'll roll us into the weekend, and then starting next week, we'll be doing First Descendant, and we'll be doing Elden Ring. I just got to get a couple things set up for that. So, big, exciting things. So, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for the support. No, I love you guys, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow is a night stream, not a day stream, because it's Friday. All right, guys? Take care.